right, hello cello students. So today we are going to start lesson 4. We're going to be on the Essential Elements book, page 7. Now at the beginning of the page you'll see this big yellow box that says Shaping the Right Hand, and it's going to be talking about your bowing arm. Okay, so this hand that's going to be drawing the bow. So today we're going to use a pencil, or I'm using a highlighter or whatever, to work on our bow hold, because it's going to be a lot easier to work with something that is very small compared to trying to start out with the bow in our hand, because the bow is going to feel a lot heavier and it's just not going to be comfortable at all starting out with that. So we want to make sure that you feel really comfortable and confident with your bow hold before you actually put your bow in your hand. Okay, so it shows it step by step. Number 1 is you hold your pencil in your left hand about at waist level. So that's, you're using the same fingers that do this. That's the hand we're using here. We're using the left hand to hold on to it like this, just to keep it balanced, okay? So we're gonna hold it, you wanna hold it about waist level, because that's where you're gonna be bowing, but I'm gonna do it up here so you can see exactly what I'm doing really well. Okay, so you put your fingers over in this way, and it's gonna look like this, okay? You may be able to see that. This thumb is gonna go opposite the second finger, okay? So that's how it's gonna look from underneath. Okay, so it's a little bit harder to see once the highlighter is actually in between my fingers. But anyway, okay, so for the violin, we usually put our pinky on top. You may see violinists do that. That's good for violin. For the cello, we bring it down. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of eating a sandwich, maybe, something, that type of position. Kind of in the same way that you would play a flute. Okay, your fingers are going to be more like this. Okay, now the main thing is make sure that you curve the thumb in this way. Okay, and the thumb points towards that second finger there. Okay, so this is how we do it. This is what it looks like. You can see the pencil is running in between these two knuckles on each finger, and here it's closer to the nail on there. Okay. All right, so if that feels good, you just want to practice doing that each day. Before you play your pizzicato, like we've been doing, just practice, grab a pencil or a pen or whatever, and just practice making that form, okay? And that's going to make it so much easier when you actually have the bow in your hand. So definitely practice that as a new warm-up. So that is bow builder number 1. Okay, so on to lesson 4 with playing the pizzicato. We're going to get back on those notes that we went over in lesson 3. So we're going to start out in this position on our cello. And let me tilt this camera so you can see a bit better angle there. Hopefully that's a little better. Having trouble with camera angles today, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do G and then F sharp. Remember, F sharp is the 3rd finger. So we have G, F sharp, G, F sharp. And then when we get to exercise 14, the second exercise on the page, we're gonna use the 1st finger. That's gonna be E. Okay, so we're gonna start out on exercise 13, and we're on page 7. Okay, so we're gonna go G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, rest. And then you'll see there's a repeat. So remember, when we have the double bar line and then the 2 little dots, that symbol means to repeat. So we're going to play that again. This time I'm going to say the counting numbers for the beat. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's your first exercise. going back and forth between G and F sharp. Now we're going to lift all three of these fingers as a set. We're going to leave that first finger down. So I'm going to pull them away so you can see what I'm doing. But you should never tuck your fingers down like this. You should always have them hovered over the spots that they would play. Okay, that's going to keep you ready. So we're going to have finger 1 there, but my fingers are going to be here. So it's kind of hiding finger 1, but that's where finger 1 is, about 1.5 inches or so from the nut up here. Okay, so this is E. This is exercise 14. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so take that slowly. Make sure that you have it on beat. Okay, so if you need to go slower, go slower. We're going to take a look at the walking song now, exercise 15, same page, and I'm going to show you a slower beat with this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and then repeat. Okay, now I'm going to go the same tempo and I'm not going to count or say anything. Okay, so I just want you to listen. So that's how it sounds without any counting. But notice I'm still keeping the beat going. All right, now exercise 16 is a little bit of a quiz. So you'll see a little bit of a blank spot at the beginning of the exercise and a little blank spot at the end. Now these spots are for you to write in the symbols that you see there. It says draw in the missing symbols where they belong before you play the exercise. So make sure you have your bass clef at the very beginning. Now, if you get confused as to where these different symbols should go, you need to look either at the beginning of the book or just check the next exercise right before it. You'll see where they go. So pretty self-explanatory here. So you have your bass clef first, then you have, so that's your clef sign, and then you have your time signature. The time signature is 4/4 time, so that means we're getting 4 beats in each measure. And that bottom number 4 symbolizes the quarter note. Okay, so it means that the quarter note is the one getting 1 beat. Okay, so those are quarter notes. All right, and then the thick line with the little thin one as well, that is the double bar line, and that goes at the very end of your piece of music, showing that you're finished. All right, so now that we've got all that done, and you can pause the video, write those in if you want, and then we're gonna play it. So this is what it sounds like. We're going to go nice and slow. G, G, F sharp, E, E, D, rest. D, D, E, E, F, F, G. Those are F sharps. Sorry. My cat is down here messing with my stuff, distracting me. Okay, so you'll notice in this exercise, it's quizzing us on G, F sharp, E, and open D. Okay, so you're just playing that open string. That's all you're doing. So I'm going to play that one more time, a little bit faster this time. G, G, F sharp, E, E, D, rest. D, D, E, E, F sharp, G, rest. Okay? So when you can do it sounding like that, that means you have mastered all of those notes. Okay? So you should be able to do it that quickly and in rhythm before you move on to the next lesson. So be very careful that you're taking your time and really make sure that your fingers have those notes in tune. Okay, so really listen. You can check your intonation with mine on the video. Make sure that your notes are sounding very, very similar to that. If they're sounding like, you know, something like that, you'll know you're out of tune. So really try to match the pitch with mine. That's G, F sharp, and then E. And if open D is out of tune, if it sounds weird, that means that you need to tune up your strings as well. It's a slight possibility mine is a little loose there. There we go. All right. Okay, so y'all have fun with that, and next week I'm going to give y'all a couple more warm-ups. 2 warm-ups for your bowing hand, for your right hand, and then 1 warm-up for these fingers, okay, to really work on getting those notes sounding good. All right, so y'all have fun.